It's the 2nd of July and I'm Tom Glass and welcome to The Roast. Now, Facebook is currently in damage control after it admitted to secretly manipulating some of its users' timelines. And to think, I trusted you, Facebook, with my photos and private messages, with my conversations, with a detailed list of my education, job history and contact details, event details for the weekly Dating for the Chronically Unlikable group I attend, who I live with, where I live. On, not to mention that candid photo of me at the beach that I totally didn't realise was being taken, and so I'm definitely not sucking it all in and have a sock stuffed down there. First, Mark Humphries has the headlines.
The government is planning to send every taxpayer a one-page document each year to show them where their tax dollars are spent. I can tell you where your tax dollars are spent, sending out pointless letters to 12 million Australian taxpayers. As you can see from this sample letter, the government is calling it a tax receipt. And like most tax receipts, it's sure to end up in a shoebox I throw out 2 years from now. On the piece of government propaganda disguised as a receipt, all welfare spending has been lumped together, just to make sure you know you're living in an entitled welfare state. So let's see who these bludgers are. Just as I thought, the freeloading elderly, good-for-nothing families, and those lazy disabled. The statement also includes details of the government's debt level, because it was apparently inappropriate to include a line that just said Labor. As you can see from the government sample letter, the first recipient is Mr. John Citizen, Australia's most famous faceless man outside of Bill Shorten. John's tax receipt is expected to be quite high, since all of Australia has been shown his credit card details numerous times over the years. And same goes for his wife, Jane. As you can see from the Commonwealth Bank website, John's address is listed as Busy Street, Sydney, but perhaps that's an old address, as the ATO has him down at Bellevue Street in the ACT. But hold your horses, there is no Busy Street in Sydney. So if John Citizen's been lying about his address, maybe the ATO should do away with the tax receipt and investigate him for tax evasion. Now, you might say, Mark, this whole John Citizen thing is pointless. And you're right, this whole thing is pointless. And speaking of pointless, Sydney's Daily Telegraph, the newspaper that at least fulfills the paper part of its description, has decided to devote most of today's publication to disgraced entertainer Rolf Harris. And how did they deal with the sensitive issue of child sexual assault? With puns!
From Jake the Peg to Rolf Harass. Sadly, Jake the Ped is not alone.
Ped isn't even a word, but the Daily Telegraph never lets the English language get in the way of a shit pun. The paper's front cover refashions Harris's iconic Trust British Paints Sure Can slogan as Trust British Prisons Sure Can. Yeah, you got him, Telegraph. You've sent a strong message to any potential pedophiles out there to not have a catchphrase. And finally to Wimbledon, where 19-year-old Australian Nick Kyrgios has beaten world #1 Rafael Nadal in the 4th round. It took 4 sets for the Canberra-born Kyrgios to claim victory, and it's great to see somebody from Canberra going overseas and not embarrassing us. Yeah! Kyrgios is now being touted by many as the next big thing. Not me though, I think the next big thing will be whoever wins The Voice Kids. It's quite a turnaround. Yesterday there were some people not backing Kyrgios.
Rod Laver says Nick Kyrgios will not beat Rafael Nadal.
Which explains tomorrow's headline.
Rod Laver says, come on, no one saw that coming.
A highlight of the match was when Kyrgios won a point with a shot between the legs. And now that he's beaten the world's #1 player, he can expect a lot more action between the legs. For The Roast, I'm Mark Humphries.
Thank you, Mark. Well, it's day 3 of the new Senate, and we are going to continue looking at the incoming senators who will now hold the balance of power in our ongoing segment, Senate Week.
Senate Week.
Yesterday, we looked at the mini-voting block between Family First Senator Bob Day and Liberal Democratic Senator David Leyonhjelm. One believes in protecting families with God, the other with guns. I say, why not both? But tonight, we're looking at the Palmer United Party. Now, Clive Palmer originally intended to run for the Liberal National Party, but after being rejected, set about creating his own party with people who have no experience and, in Dio Wang's case, no interest in politics.
How would you describe your politics before you joined Palmer United?
My politics? 0.
0 being the requisite amount of politics Clive Palmer requires for members of a party named after him, headed by him, financed by him, and has him twerking as its mascot. But how did this party come together? Well, the answer lies in tonight's episode of everyone's favourite farmyard animal and building material duo, Lambie and the Brick.
It's Lambie. Lambie and the Brick.
And Wang.
In Legend of the Pups. I'm a rich white man. Parliament's missing my unique voice. I'll call it the Palmer Party. But if anyone asks, I'll pretend it's called the Palmer United Party.
The Brick played first grade for NRL, awarded the Australian Sports Medal.
Brick, I want you on my team. Brick. But I'm the captain. Brick.
Clowny spent over 10 years in the military, climbed ranks to corporal.
Military? That means respect for hierarchy. Lammy, consider yourself drafted.
Oh boy, I'm going to show those political politicians who's boss.
Me, I'm the boss.
Sir, yes, sir.
Wang, CEO of Australasian Resources.
Wang, CEO of Australasian Resources? Hey, I own 70% of that company. Good for me. Wang, I'm changing your job title to politician. How would you describe your politics?
My politics? Oh, zero.
Zero the hero! You're in! Let's suit up!
Clowny, aka Jackie Lammy. The Brick, aka The Brick with Eyes. Wang, aka Theo Wang.
Who's this guy?
Rickety Motor. He was over in the corner driving around in circles, crying petrol. But we'll look after him.
Sir, yes, sir.
Who are we, fellas?
We're the Palmer. I mean, the Palmer United Party. Brick.
The Palmer United Party. Palmer.
And like all good cartoons, this one comes with a strong moral. If you're the Liberal Party, never hurt a billionaire's feelings because they'll just start their own party and make your life a living hell. We'll be right back.
Have you ever assembled a team of people who just didn't fit in and then unite them for a common goal? Are you Professor X? Can you read my mind right now? What am I thinking? I'd love to hear about it at the Roast TV or hashtag Roast TV or just, Cerebro to me or whatever.
Finally tonight, if you had a really shitty week back in January 2012, turns out it might have been Facebook's fault.
A new study has revealed that Facebook intentionally manipulated the news feeds of almost 700,000 users in order to change their emotional state.
Now I gotta say, that's pretty bad. Like I said, that's pretty fantastic. I love Facebook, but I have to say, that's all I have to say about that. So how would you know if you had been part of the study?
If there was a week in January 2012 where you were only seeing photos of dead dogs or incredibly cute babies, you may have been part of the study.
Yeah, warn your friends. Unless you saw photos of ugly babies, then don't warn your friends because that ugly baby was theirs. But at the end of the day, some people unwillingly saw some pictures, then they unwillingly felt some emotions. I don't really see the problem here.
Unlike academic social scientists, Facebook's employees have a short path from an idea to an experiment on hundreds of millions of people.
Yeah, that's the problem. Ethics. But on the upside, it does mean if you're an unethical psychology major who can also write code, scoring a job at Facebook would be like finding the golden ticket.
Come with me and you'll be in a world of ethics violations. There's no need to inform the user of their participation.
Facebook is all-knowing, and the danger it is growing, but the people keep on going, and they show no signs of slowing down. Now, I know we've all tacitly accepted Facebook's intrusions into our privacy, but they didn't have to write a song about it. But now I feel like I can't trust my Facebook feed anymore. I mean, does Megan really have best boyfriend ever? You know what? I'm deleting my account. Facebook, you've gone too far with this breach.
But as you say, Facebook's done things not exactly like this, but they pushed the boundaries before and they don't really suffer from it. People are so reliant on Facebook that they just stay with it.
Oh God, she has the best boyfriend ever. Oh God, I am reliant. Jazz Twemlow, help me out.
Once again, Facebook, that real-life matrix that tells you which character you are from a TV show you weren't in, has been found out doing something morally terrifying again. So far, they've changed our privacy settings without telling us, given themselves the right to use our photos in their ads, and shared our data with the highest bidder. And the most we've done is turned off push notifications. But manipulating our emotions, it's a big leap, isn't it? Well, we can use their photographs. What next? How about mind control? Yeah, that sounds great. Next, Snapchat will be ordering political assassinations. Unfortunately, the only reaction will be people typing, "Oh my God, Facebook is abuse balls," before clicking post on Facebook. The real psychological experiment that Facebook is conducting seems to be, what can't we get away with? And the answer seems to be nothing. Zuckerberg could demand we log in by putting a thumbs up our butts, and we'd still go crawling back, because Facebook's become part of our everyday lives, and even though we know it's evil, it's too late to change now. It's like if we found out our toothbrushes were actually war criminals. We'd be disappointed, but no one's going to stop brushing. For the roast, I'm Jazz Twemlow.
All right, guys. It turns out his awareness of Facebook has made him crabby about Facebook. I'll send him something nice.
A blog about beards. I love Facebook.
Ethics free, we'll say sorry, but we won't mean it.
Oh, geez, I don't know how I feel about that, but Facebook does. Facebook knows everything about me. Bye, I like it. Good night.